Hey guys, and welcome back. I have a pile of mail here, a bit more than usual because some of it is kind of related to each other, so I figured I'd make a mailbag. So, as long as I'm not critically mistaken about these two packages, they should be somewhat similar things, and so I figured we'd open at the same time and I would consider them as kind of one package, even though it's should be three items among them. So this one here, September 30th to October 30th, exactly a month, and $3.90. This one here, $2.82, $3.75, September 30th to October 25th. So let's start with this with two. Piece of paper, thank you for your business. Yeah. Wrapping. Okay. A little analog voltmeter. Hopefully I'm in frame there. So 0 to 30 volts. It's really bouncy. That's interesting. So that's that. And a little analog current meter. It barely fits in this friggin' bag. Ooh, there's a lot more stuff on. The current meter is much chonkier. That's probably why it's more expensive. So yeah, DC amps and DC volts, 0 to 30 volts, 0 to 10 amps. This is still just as bouncy. But look at the difference. You have the current shunt. It's far thicker. So that's pretty nice. Two, and some hardware for each. Little nuts and bolts. And another one here. This one's in a box. Some hardware. And another ammeter. Oh, but this one doesn't have all the big chonkies. And this one is 0 to 5 amps, so just a little bit of a different scale there. Very interesting. So I got these because I kind of want to make some sort of informational videos, like basics videos, I guess. And I figured a nice sweeping scale analog meter would be the ideal way to demonstrate these things. But I guess I should give this a shot. I'm not sure how well it's going to work, but I'm going to give it a shot and see. So I'm going to set up my power supply and bring you guys right back. Well, testing the voltmeter should be fairly easy. So I have my power supply here. I set it to 6 volts. I'm not sure. It looks like that's the negative there. See a little negative there. So pop that onto there. This is the positive here. And this is a live test here. So let's see. I'm trying to get this to 0. I think you have to spin this. Yep, there we go. There's 0, so 6 should be right up here. Man, that's like dead on. Look at that. 6 volts on the button. Let's move this up to... Ooh, that made some noise. Oh, that's just my croc clips on the back. Alright, let's move this up to 10 volts. So it should be 10 on the dot. Oh, that's pretty good. 10 volts. You know, you automotive guys, sometimes something like this is all you need, because it doesn't matter if it's 10 or 10.1. I mean, 10 is 10. All right, let's go up higher. Let's go 20 volts. Getting close to the maximum of this module here. There we go. Nearly bang on, just slightly lower than 20 volts. Well, that's pretty good. This thing works really well. So let's set the voltage down a little bit. I'm going to set a current limit. I was trying to think of what I have that can sort of max out the current or show me the current on the scale here. But I'm not sure what I have. So what I do have is I have a load, a fairly large load that I've used before, and that's this dollar store vacuum with a 12 volt plug-in. So if I run this at 6 volts, I can current limit it also to 2 amps. I should be able to get a reading off of it at least. Not sure how much it'll pull, but the motor in here is it pulls a lot. I think it pulls 4 amps at 12 volts. So we shall do this. Try to get it equal. There we go, set. Okay, and so for this, I need to go from the red to here, from the black through the ammeter. This looks like negative, so through the ammeter negative, and then from one of these wings here, like that, to the ammeter. And we'll see how much this pulls. So let's balance this up and see if I can set it to 0. Oh, I don't know if we'll be able to get it zeroed. I don't know if that's doable. Uh-oh. Look at that. Can't even get it down to 0. Well, I guess we'll figure that's pretty close. Let's turn this on. And now let's turn on the vacuum. Showing me nearly 2 amps. So it's nearly 2 amps, and so 1.6. So yeah, it's actually fairly accurate because of that. I had 0.8 or so too high. You could set that down a little bit. That's high. Don't know if I can zero it. I'll have to open this up and take a look. But that's not too bad. I can deal with a little inaccuracy like that. I can go and see if I can swap that out. So maybe we'll open it later on in another video and see if we can get this to calibrate, because I'd like this 5 amp scale. It's very nice and easy to read. So let's try this one now. So this is a negative right there. This would be the positive over here. It's more of like an in and out. Okay, that's already zeroed. Let's go OK. Showing just under 2 amps, and here I got 1.6. So it's not super accurate, but it's not too bad. I'm not sure if my wires are too small as well. But point is, it does work. So that's pretty neat. I think these will make for a great visual aid. And at worst, if I can't get this one down low enough, I'll just reprint another scale and put it back there. That should work, shouldn't it? Yeah, well, we'll see. Let's go on to the next item. So here's another bag with a 2-pack of items, 445 and 473. I did not, however, write a date on it. Sorry about that. So I think we should zoom in a little closer to check these items out. So these are packages that I bought for wintertime. I have a 3D printer, and a lot of things a 3D printer does really well. At least my 3D printer. I can only speak for mine. But things it does not do well are tiny gears. So if I wanted to make mechanisms that move and work, I'd have to make the gears pretty fat. The gear teeth would have to be pretty fat. So I figured I would get a set of little gears, little tooth gears, and all kinds of tooth gears, and then maybe we can make something out of them. So, like stuff like this, right? There's a rack here, and it meshes on any one of these gears. They have these 90-degree gear teeth where the teeth face forward. So, you can mesh it up with something like this. So this is a nice little pack. So for $5 Canadian, you get a whole whack load of pieces. All of them have, I think it is a 5mm shaft size. Let's see here. Whoops. Oh, maybe 3mm. No, 2 point something, 2.5 mil. Anyways, they all have the same shaft size. And this is why I bought 2 kits, because see, one kit has a whole bunch of pulleys like this, and a whole bunch of belts for the pulleys. So they have they're like elastic bands, but they're square. See, like that, and they fit over these kinds of pulleys here. So I can, make a whole bunch of mechanisms, whatever I can imagine. So these pulleys, some of them have gears attached, and so they'll go on with other stuff, and these belts will go around like that. Yeah, so I can make some cool stuff. But the other kit here, maybe I should try to separate them so I don't mix them all together. But the other kit, oh boy, it's making a mess. So this guy here, it comes with a huge assortment as well. But it has shafting. So that's another thing you can't 3D print very easily, are these axles. And these axles, they have like these wheels. See, you pop the wheels onto the axles like that. You can pop these sort of pulleys onto the axles. You have to force them in a little bit, but they'll go in. And so this one comes with a bunch, comes with a few little rubber bands, some tires. So basically, these 2 kits together should give me the variety of things I need to make some pretty cool stuff. And then whatever is not included in these 2 kits, like motors, I have motors. Oh look, it comes with a little brass gear too. I definitely have motors, so don't have to worry about that. And anything like chassis wise, I can just 3D print. So that's pretty cool. There's like bevel gears. There's like these couplers where the shafts go through and straight through, so you can tee it off. They have these gears here where you can actually put a piece of shaft into a wheel and have it work sort of like a reciprocating motion like that. All sorts of cool stuff, which I'm excited to play with this winter. And hopefully you guys will be interested in the stuff that I'm going to build. I don't know what it is yet. If you have suggestions, put it in the comments below. Next one up, we have this guy, which is just described as electronic components. I paid $9.78 for this. It's starting to cost me a lot, these mail bags. Oh, that's why. It's because there's a lot of them. So what these guys are these are 433 megahertz transmitter and receiver units. I do believe... Oh, I was going to say, I do think that this is the receiver, and this would be the transmitter. Yeah, I think it is. I think that would make sense. But I have no idea how these guys work, actually. Apparently, you can solder an antenna to them and have them go really far. But as it is, these are fairly low power devices, and they still go quite a reasonable distance. So I have 10 here. Looks like there's 4 pins on the sending unit and 3 pins on the receiving unit. Yeah, I bought these after watching another maker's video, and that's not just any other maker. His channel name is literally Another Maker, where he did a video on all of his RF stuff, and he showed all these things and said how useful they were. So I figure since we're going to RC some stuff, make robots or whatever this winter, I needed some way to communicate with them. I can use off-the-shelf remote control car and plane parts, but I think this is really cool to use some express purpose module, and on top of that, I mean, it's $9 for 20 boards here, 10 senders and 10 receivers. So if I put a receiver in a boat, for example, and it sinks, or I put one in a plane and it nosedives, at least, I only lost 50 cents at the most. So yeah, and plus, I think you guys like watching me struggle to figure things out, so when it's time to figure these things out, watch me struggle, you will. Next one up is this guy here. September 30th to October 21st, and $9.68, and I put a question mark because I wasn't sure what it was, but now we're about balls deep in November now, so I don't really remember what it was. It says decoration periphery. Don't typically buy decorations, so I don't think that's what it is. Oh, I definitely remember ordering these. These are quite heavy, actually. So yeah, these are very expensive because they're actually much cheaper than buying something sort of equivalent locally. These are called the MG996R, and I think it is a digital high torque Metal Gear servo. So a servo motor is just basically a motor with feedback. This is a motor with feedback and a gear train. So yeah, these things should work just fine. And basically, if I'm doing robotics or whatever projects, you kind of need servos. Robots work fantastic with servos because they're very precise, and especially for $5 a pop, these guys are supposed to be super high torque, and they have these metal gears in order not to strip out the horns, which it comes with all these attachments. And so, yeah, I thought this would be really good to pick up. You can test these actually fairly easily. Let me just go grab a tester. This device here is a servo tester. So basically you put in positive, negative, and signal. You can put up to 4. And these guys it'll either center your servos or sweep your servos or whatever you want. So let me put some servo horns on these servos so you guys can actually see it working. I'm going to just pop them on like this. You don't really have to screw it down if you're not putting any load onto it. Okay, so there's some servo horn action. I'll plug these in. Now the positive's in the middle, so if you have it reversed either this way or this way, you're not shorting anything to positive. You're just swapping the signal and the ground. I believe the brown is the ground. So I'm going to put the ground to the bottom there like that. And same thing with this guy. And it says 5 to 6 volts DC. And so what I'll do is I'll grab my power supply here. Put the servos kind of on this side. Am I still in shot? Yeah, sorta. Okay, I'm going to put the negative down here in the ground. I'm going to just back probe this DuPont connector. Okay, and positive in this cavity here. It should be enough. Oh, I don't want them to touch though. Alright. Oh, see, they did something. Gonna hit automatic. There we go. So these are functioning. Wow, the torque's pretty ridiculous. Look at that. There's a lot of mass in that in those motors. Ooh, it's hitting constant current. 2 amps. At 6 volts, 2 amps. Was it 2 amps? Yeah, 2 amps. Let's bring it up a little bit. Go up to 3 amps. Up. There we go. Still hitting constant current. There's a lot of weight to these things. That's insane. How strong are they? Ouch. Wow. They're incredibly strong. We might have to do some torque testing on these. These things, I didn't think they would be that strong. Maybe I can use these to pull like cables and stuff. To control like mechanical hands or something. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I didn't think they'd be that strong. These things are great. And if any of you do RC cars and stuff, pick up a couple of these and have it in your spare parts bin, because I knew people who were running $150 Servos servos, very fancy name brand servos, and they would still burn them out. So I think I would rather have something like 10 of these servos on hand than to have only a single servo to rely on. And if these things test out really well, like maybe we'll do some torque testing and stuff. If they test out very, very good, I might order a whole bunch more, because I mean, they're only $4.50 or so Canadian each, which is ridiculous. I think the cheapest servo I can get in my local hobby shop is somewhere around the $25 mark. So I can get 5 of these or 1 of those. Very interesting prospect. Next one up is the penultimate item. A lot of items this video. Let me know if you like these more items, or do you want more videos with the same 5 amount of items. So this says expansion board module. And I paid $2.79. Came in like 20 days. Oh, sweet. These are... I thought I ordered only 2 of these. I guess I ordered 3. So these are the power supply kits for the official race. There we go, this guy here. For the official race between, at first it was just me and Junk from work, which he won, by the way. And he then did another world record attempt at building this kit in record time. And now I've got a couple. So I'm not sure if I'm going to make this a live event or a filmed event, but I did say I would give one of these away to a viewer, so I'm still going to figure out how to do that. if you have any good ideas on how to do the giveaway kind of fairly, then hit me up. Let me know. Comments below. But yeah, I have 3 of these kits. And so in the upcoming weeks, whenever I end up having time, a little hectic at work right now, I will make a world record attempt. I will try to beat the record set by Junk from Work. So first I'll try to beat the record he set on the live stream, and then I'll try to beat the record he set on his own video. So yeah, check out the link in the description below. I'm going to put his world record attempt and our live stream together in the description. But yeah, 3 of these. I'm coming for the title, Junk. And the final package for today is one that I've ordered probably 4 times and been refunded probably 4 times because it never showed up. So there's a bunch of things I want to do that require this, so I paid $6 in shipping and handling. So I paid like what is that, $13, which is still like $7 cheaper than getting it on Amazon here. But anyways, it had to be done. I needed this thing, and it finally came in. I hope it's what I think it is. Yes. Finally. Can't friggin' believe it. This here, just gonna read it, make sure it's the correct thing. It's an AD584 precision voltage source. It's finally in. I can't friggin' believe it. So what's this supposed to be? Oh, there's a solder ball in there. Oh, I don't think that's good. Hopefully it's not a calibrated solder ball. Get out of there. Oh man. If this thing doesn't work, I'm going to be so upset. I've literally... Oh, there's errant solder everywhere. What the heck happened? There's like literally like chunks of solder everywhere on this board. God, if I have to order another one of these, I don't even know what I'm going to do. But anyways, this is a 10 volt, 7.5 volt, 5 volt, and 2.5 volt precision voltage source. Now, this is sort of the cheap person's, specialty tool to check multimeters. So I've got a bunch of multimeters here. Some of you guys are a little annoyed that they're not like precision grade multimeters, but I want to find out just how good / bad they are. So we're going to check the precision using this guy, and I was so desperate for it that I actually had no choice. I had to pay shipping. I feel a little dirty for it, but it is what it is. This says it's calibrated 2.499. You know what? I don't believe this at all. But this device should be a good enough test for us. It uses a 15 volt battery, but I think I'm going to use a 12 volt battery. I have a car battery not too far off the screen that way, and at least then we'll know it's a stable voltage. We'll come into here, we'll let this come up to temperature, and then we're going to give it a shot and see how accurate my cheap multimeters are. And especially I'm excited to see how accurate this little guy is. I've been using this thing a little bit, and you know what? I'm actually really liking it. But we're going to check that. We're going to check the little these guys too. I mean, why not? It's accurate-ish. So we're going to see what's going on with this. And yeah, if you're excited to see me bring all my multimeters to one spot and check the accuracy with this, and of course the best we can expect is a relative accuracy. So from one device to another, but it's still better than a kick in the ass. Oh, look at that. Probes fit perfectly. Nice. So if you can't wait to see this, make sure you're subscribed. This is coming sooner rather than later, I think, because honestly, I've been trying to get one of these in for a year, right? You order one, you wait 2 months, you get your money back. You order another one, you wait 2 months. Sometimes you forget, and then a few months go by. It's been a pain in the butt. It's finally here. I can finally use it. I'll probably order a second one, to be fair, so that we have a comparison between this and another one. So at that point, I mean, we're eliminating variables as much as possible. So there we go. And this, what I feel is the biggest pile of Chinese packages I have ever opened, makes up today's mailbag. Thanks again for my Patreon supporters for supporting me. You guys are awesome. And thanks for my viewers for checking out this video. And also thanks to the people who comment some ideas down in the description below. Thanks for watching.